Like I said, this class is going to be recorded. You're welcome. You're welcome. I can see Richard. I can see Victory. You're welcome to the UI UX Design Bootcamp. I'm Coach Manuel, and I'm going to be your instructor for this class. This is going to be a whole lot massive class, and I want us to pay rapt attention. And based on the voting we did on the group, I saw that over 100 people voted for WhatsApp, while around maybe over 30 people voted YouTube. We have other applications that got lower votes, like the Glovo, the Hey Food, and other application, Uber, the Uber app. But I believe everyone wanted us to recreate or redesign WhatsApp. So let's start with that tonight. If you check our Telegram channel, you see that I made a screen, like I made few screenshots of WhatsApp screen. I did that from the very first class screen you are going to come across all the way all through. So we are going to start today, and by tomorrow we should be able to get to round it up. Okay, please, if your microphone is on, please mute yourself. Okay, I already did that from my end. Let's wait for others to join a bit. I'll just give like additional 2 minutes or 3 for others that wants to join and partake in the class. All right, we are starting. We are starting right now. So I'm going to be sharing my screen so that everyone can see what's going on from here. All right, you're welcome. This is the voice of Emmanuel, aka Coach Manuel, and I'm going to be your instructor for this class. This is the UI UX Design Bootcamp. As we are all familiar that we started this class yesterday, and this is the day 2 of the class. Okay, so I want us to pay rapt attention, and today we'll start with we haven't done what UI UX design is all about, the introduction of the class. Let me try and open up the I think I sent the curriculum to us on WhatsApp. Let me do I believe everyone have access to that. So having learned about the introduction to UI UX design, I sent a video recording to the WhatsApp channel, to the Telegram channel rather. Let's just get straight to the point because there's no time to beat about the bush. And majorly for UI design, the UI design part of the course, we are going to be getting familiar with the web app, which is called Figma. Go all the way to Google and you search for Figma. You see the very first thing you see, that's figma.com. You can just click on that link. Let me go incognito some process. Okay, so if you don't have an account before, you want to go all the way and say, go to figma.com. Maybe later if you encounter an issue with signing up, because I won't walk you through all the whole process this night. And if you need the recorded class, I have a recorded class of how you can create an account from beginning to the end. But this night we are not going to be doing all of that. I'm just showing you if you are just getting started with Figma. Figma is a web app for that is being used by UI UX designer, and we have other ones which are the Sketch. We have the Adobe XD. Okay, and it's not only Figma we use. The same way a graphic designer can, please let's mute our mic. If your mic is on, please mute yourself. Thank you. I don't want any distraction for every of the participants we have here. Okay, so this class is being recorded, but it's essential that we participate. If you are not on the Telegram channel, you may not have access to the recorded class. Okay, so it is better you pay rapt attention and understand every bit of this class. Okay, so we have right here, you can see it shows think bigger, build. Figma helps design and development teams build great product together. So we know what the product that we are designing is all about. When we talk of product design, we are talking about the app design, the website design, and the software design. From these 3 aspects, we are going to be looking at app design today, and the app we are redesigning is WhatsApp. Okay, so right here, if you don't have an account, you want to click on Get Started button right here or here, and it's advisable you can just log in directly with your Google account, or if you like, enter your mail right here, and continue, but you can just go directly with your Google account, and it's going to prompt you to your Google account, and automatically you can then sign up. Okay, so subsequently, maybe in our subsequent class, I'll teach you how you can upgrade the account for free without having to pay, because Figma has the pro version which you need to pay for, that you need to pay like $20. But for now, you can see that what I'm doing is I have a way I upgrade my own account without you having to pay. Oh, please mute yourself. Who are those? Please, if you are just joining us, please mute your mic so that we don't distract other people right here learning. Please, when you join the class, please mute yourself. Thank you very much. So right now, having signed up to the account, you're going to be landing here, which is going to be like this is Figma interface. Okay, so this is an interface you're going to find yourself when you have created an account. And towards the top left corner, you are going to see your profile. For mine, you can see this is Coach Manuel profile. And by default, Figma is going to take up your theme color. Okay, by system theme. I'm on a light theme on my system right now, and you can see. But if you want dark theme, you can select it. It's all your choice. But I love to work with the light version of the theme. I'm cool with that. Okay, now another thing is, if you want the Figma for desktop download, you can download it on your system and go to figma.com/download, because some people are asking me that if they want to download Figma or whatever we are going to be using for this class. Okay, it's downloads. Download with S. So you go to this website to download the Figma for your device. So if you're on Windows, just click on desktop app for Windows. If it is Mac OS, download for Mac. Okay, so you can just follow. If you want to download it for your Android, follow this link, and for iOS, follow this link. So that's about that. So let's go back right here. I still notice some people still talking on the background. Kayode. Please, I will remove you from this class. If I notice you don't mute your mic, I'm going to remove you from the class because you are going to be distracting others. Please, let's endeavor to mute our mic. So towards this left side, you see where we have the light and the dark theme. Okay, so you can come right here to see the team you are currently working on. Okay, and right here you can see you can create a new design file here or Figma board. So I won't be going too deep into all of this for now, but when you want to create a new design file, it is essential that by default you are going to see that a new team will be created for you by default, and what you want to do is from that team you want to go and click on create new design file. So having done that, you can see a new design file has been created. The first thing you want to do is to rename the file. So right here, you can see that towards the top left corner, you see untitled. Double tap on this and give it a name. So we are going to be naming this WhatsApp application because we are creating a WhatsApp redesign, or you can name it WhatsApp redesign. So it's just all up to you, whichever way or whatever thing you want to name your own application. So I'll just name it WhatsApp redesign. Okay, so first thing is I need to now start importing whatever I want to. But before then, let me just introduce you to a bit of the workspace. That's Figma workspace. Towards the left panel, you can see we have the left panel right here is where you have the pages. Towards the left part here, you have the pages, you have the file and the layer panel. In Figma, we work with layers most of the time. Please take note of that. And towards the right, oh my, who is that person talking and distracting us? Who is? Please mute yourself. Else you might find yourself being removed from this class. Mute yourself. Okay, so towards the left, you have the layers and the pages. You can add pages from here. So by default, I'm on page 1. If I click on this, I'm going to create another new page, page 2. So here, I'll just name it maybe my designs. Okay, I want to put all my designs here. Or if I like, I can put all my images right in one place, then designs on the other page. So for now, I'll just say designs on one page. And this particular page, I can right click and just delete this page for now. Okay, so if you don't mute yourself, I'll remove you from this class. Please, when you enter, try to mute yourself. All right, so towards the right side, we have the design and prototype panel. We are going to be using this design panel quite a lot. We'll be using it a lot for the purpose of this class. Okay, so let's take note of that. I think the annotation, an annotation was used earlier, but I'm going to just ignore that one for now. Okay, so right here towards here, we have the design and prototype panel. Take note of that. And I'm going to go all the way to our Telegram channel. We have quite some images that we going to be working with. This is the first one, and this is the second. This is the third. This is the fourth, right? So now, before then, down here you have all the tools we'll be using. We have the move tool, the hand tool, the scale tool. We have this the frame tool. We have the rectangle tool. We have the pen and pencil tool. We have the text tool, and we have this one is for comment. And based on whatever tool you are working with, towards the right side, everything right here is going to change. And you can see that it's going to change based on whatever we are working around with. So take note of that. Now, by default, we always start our design by creating a frame. So if I click on frame, you see that the design panel shows options of frame I can use. So I can go right here and come to maybe Android compact, maybe iPhone, but I love to use one which is very common, which is very okay. So we'll be working with this screen tonight, and that is that it's best you select the one that best fits your device, maybe your phone, the type of phone you are using to create. But if you want to create for moderately smaller screen size that is kind of common with most of the devices that is being used now, it is best you work with iPhone 13 mini because that's what most of the developers will prefer. So I prefer to use this iPhone 13 mini screen when creating my UI for app. Now, you can see this particular frame has been created because I tap on what? On that frame. And by now, you will see that a new layer has been created towards the left side, which is the name of this particular frame that was created. Now, this frame, we can relate it to like an artboard.
That UX design.
Are we together? Hello? Please,
Yes, we are together.
let's do something. Let's do something. Let's take a quick break.
No,
We're going to come back shortly. I need to pass some information across to the group. Let's take a break for now, please. I'm going to end this class and we'll come back, please. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are going to resume. Sorry about that. I need to adjust the settings for the class so that everyone stay muted when they join, okay? All right, so I'll be sharing my screen right now. I'm Coach Manuel. We're familiar with that already, so let's get back to work. So from where we stopped, I was trying to just get you familiar with Figma workspace, okay? Having seen the way the interface looks like, this is the way Figma workspace, okay? And when you select the frame, by default, you can see the frame is what looks like a drawing paper or the phone or maybe an artboard. In some other application, you see artboard. Yeah. Okay, so right here, on the background, you have something that looks like a gray color. This part is just like, I would say is the canvas. The way you have a table and you can place a paper on the table to draw. So see this one like an artboard, this like a table you place something on to draw. If you want to move around, so this table, I can click on the canvas to change the color. So let me make it a little bit darker so that we can see my design pop up a bit, okay? And right here, there is a family member of the move tool, and that is hand tool. We can use the hand tool to pan around the canvas, okay? Now, don't forget, you can change the tool as you like. Sometimes I might use shortcut like V or K for scale to. What we use scale to do is to scale a shape proportionally. So it's not going to affect the proportion of that shape. If it is move to I'm using, it's going to affect the proportion of the shape. So we'll be using this quite a bit of time. And the ant is just to span around, to just move around the canvas. The frame tool is to select the type of phone frame or screen you are designing. I've clicked it again to select. I will delete the first one I created. So right here, I can rename this particular one. So I can double tap here to rename. You can see a layer has been created for my frame. And you see the logo right here showing that this is a frame layer, right? This is the layer panel. Take note of that. And this is design and prototype panel. Okay, so let's go forward. I'll double tap this, or you can come right here to rename this frame. Right click and say rename. And this particular one, I will say splash. So this is going to be like the splash screen for our WhatsApp. So let's go and get our splash. Who is that person drawing on my screen? Ooh, what is going on? Oh my God. I don't know. Like there are a lot of people playing on my, I don't know. Okay, so let's go. I will pick the first screen. I think I already, it should be downloaded on my device. So I'll go right to my Telegram. Okay, so this splash screen. Oh no, I don't have that. Okay, let me just save it from here. I'll download. Let me download like two screens altogether. So right now I have these two. Okay, so I'll select the two and drag it into my Figma. So these are images, right? So I want to make sure I'm starting with the first one. So I'll take this all the way up. I'll bring this one first. Okay, so take this on all the way to beside my design. So I want to make sure I reduce this to the height of my frame. So I can use my scale to scale it a bit down. So I want it to be of the same height so that I can look at this and be seeing my design. So I will do something, use the text to type at the top and just type images. So I'll be putting all my images here. And right here will be my design. Okay, so next I want to put the logo. So let's search. I'm doing everything like I don't have everything ready. I'll say WhatsApp logo. I'll just search on Google. You know, we are redesigning. I just created screenshot, and that's the same thing you are expected to do, except you want to make use of the screenshot that I sent to the Telegram channel. So if you have joined the channel, you should be able to gain access to those screenshots. Okay, okay, this one is like the outline type. Okay, uh, don't forget we are creating a redesign, so it's not compulsory it looks alike. Okay, so you can create a design of your own, but just let me do something similar so that we can have a better understanding of that. Okay, I think it's like this. So I'll just right click and copy. You want to make sure you pick the one that doesn't have a background per se. So I'll just right click and copy and paste it right here directly. So, okay, you can see the way this one looks. I'll just walk around with this one for now. I'll use the scale tool. You can hit K on your keyboard to pick the scale tool. You can see that, or come right here and paste scale tool to scale down. Take it all the way inside of the frame. So I'm trying to zoom in and out. To zoom in and out easily, you can hold your control key on your keyboard and roll your mouse. Essentially you have a mouse. Roll the mouse up to zoom in and down to zoom out. Or you can come right here and what? Zoom in, zoom out. So you can keep zooming in depending on what you want to achieve. So it's your choice. Okay. But I conveniently find it to use my mouse by holding my control key and just roll down. And if I want to move left and right, I'll just change from control to shift and roll up and down my mouse to move up to the right, down to the left. I hope we are following. So let's continue. So I'll just scale down a bit more, hit K and scale down a bit more. I want it to be around the same size with this. So I think I like it this way. So to align it to the center of my frame, you can see this is the frame, and make sure that this image is inside. You can check. If I hide this, you can see that what is inside this particular logo inside also is hidden. So it shows that you can see this is an image logo and this is an image layer. If you like, it's good that you rename all your layer as you're working. I'll just say WhatsApp logo. So I'll just say what's logo. So maybe underscore logo. So that's going to be my WhatsApp logo, and I'm going to align. So let's say this is not aligned to this frame. Because it's inside a frame, you can just select that shape, align to the horizontal center by using this position alignment tool, and to the vertical center by using this particular one as well. So it's to the perfect center of this particular, but let me move it a bit to the top so that it can be around the same position as this. Maybe reduce it a bit more, align to this horizontal center. I can use my arrow up a key a bit. So now I got that already. So let's look at Meta logo. Okay, Meta logo. I want the one that is green. Okay, perfect. Uh, if I can't get the perfect one now, I don't know. Let's go back to the previous search. Okay, this is green. Okay, if I can't get that one, let me just type the from. If I patiently search, I will get, but I don't want us to waste time, so I'll type from. Sorry, small letter from. And I will scale it down a bit. You see that I zoom in at some point because I need to see what I'm doing well. So I need to zoom in, hold Control key and roll the knob on my mouse to zoom in. Or you can press the Control and plus key on your keyboard to zoom in and Control and minus key to zoom out. So hit K on your keyboard to use the scale tool, or come right here and pick the scale tool. You can hit V to pick the move tool, K for the scale tool. So you can toggle between move and scale tool as you want. Scale tool is going to help you scale it perfectly well. So now I've used the text tool now. So the next is for you to change the color of this text. You can come right here. You need to move tool now. I'll hit V on my keyboard. And sometimes instead of you using scale tool to scale down, you can come right to where you have this. When you select the text, you can select the size of the text you want from here as you want it to be. If this is going to be what you want. So like size 12, no, maybe 14 pixel. So let me see. Yeah, something around that is fine. So now I have that being done. So, okay, I will click on escape, I think, because I have okay, so I'll pick this one and use it that way. So I have the text. Now the text is looking like lighter version of gray. So I'll need to come right to the fill color, and instead of this 100% black, I'll take it all the way up a bit. Maybe something around this color. You can see this 727272. And if you know a color code you want to use, you can enter it. Maybe I'll use 2B, 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 or 5B, 5B, 5B. Okay, I like that one. It's lighter a bit, just closer to what we have right here. So I'll select and maybe a bit bigger than that, 15. Align it to the center of the frame. Now I can come right here and I want this Meta logo, but I don't have it. Then we'll use a tool called the slice tool. I want to borrow this one. So I'll just slice it out from here like this. This image, I already sliced it like that. So I have a slice. So I will have to go to export, then increase the quality to like 2x and export this slice. So I've exported that slice. Let me select this one, and I think I need it to be lighter a bit so that it can be closer. So now I have the export, then you can go and export it, go and drag it from your file inside you can see I've exported it and I have it in my designer. So I'll just align to the center of my frame. It is inside this frame. Don't forget, you need to check your frame. This is my splash. This image I'm redesigning, this is what? My own design. So if I come right here and select and check, you see that everything is inside this particular frame. So you need to make sure that everything you are doing is inside that frame. So I'm working with the default what? Default font. You can change your font style, but I'm working with the inter font so that no one will come to say which font did you just work with the default for now. Later on, as you advance, you'll be able to know how you can change from that to another one. So I can make it maybe medium, like that. So I think I'm okay with this. And for you to preview your work, you can come and select the frame and see how your work look. You can just click on what? This particular arrow down, click on preview. And now I'm going to be able to preview how my design looks like. But it's essential that you select the type of frame you are using before you start previewing the prototype of your what? Of your design. So now, for you to do that, you need to deselect every frame you are selecting. So click on the canvas so that you will be deselecting every other frame. Come to prototype, and right here you want to select the phone. Right now it is using iPhone X. So now I'll select iPhone 13 mini, which I'm designing with. So scroll all the way up, select iPhone 13 mini frame. So now you can see that it's going to perfectly fit in. I think iPhone X and iPhone 13 mini has almost the same closer screen field. That's why you are not seeing any error earlier on. So now this is how the design I created now looks like. So we have successfully redesigned the splash screen for WhatsApp. So let's go to the second screen, and that is the welcome to WhatsApp. So we have this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this frame. I don't want to go and select frame 2 again and start selecting it. So I'll press Ctrl D on my keyboard. Having selected that frame, you can select it from here or come to the layer panel and select it. You can collapse the layer right here. Okay, and you can see how, or you can select from here. Press Ctrl D or right click on that frame and say duplicate. If you have, you can copy, then you can say paste here. You can see that's another method you can use, but I'm going to just say hit Ctrl D. I'll say Ctrl Z to undo that and press Ctrl D to duplicate. You can see automatically I have a duplicate. Then bring it down here so that I can follow this trend, images design. Okay, so the image now, the second screen, I'll hit K on my keyboard to scale this down. Now I'm on scale 2. Okay, so I'll scale down. Perfect, right? So now I have this going. So I will delete this because I don't need this for now. And these other two, I don't need them. But maybe I would need this text later. I'll need this. So I'll just take it all the way up. I will increase the size of this particular text. So let me use the move tool. I have to go back to move tool. So I hit V on my keyboard, or you come right here and say move tool. Come right here, increase the font size, maybe to around 32 or yeah. Hold shift and roll it all the way up. So you can preview and see what you are doing live and direct on how it's going to look on your device. So now I'll change the color. I want it to be a little bit dark gray. So I'll drag this a bit down, and you can come right here, and if you want the exact color that is being used on the design, you can zoom in and hit I on your keyboard to select the color picker tool, or come right here. Either ways, when you have loaded the color, come right here, activate this color picker tool and come and select the color you want. You can see this is the X color code. So subsequently, I will still talk about X color code with you so that you can understand the color coding and all of that. So now I have the exact color that is being used to write the text. So I can now change this text to welcome to WhatsApp. Double tap and type welcome to WhatsApp. Now, the reason why you can see that it's not showing the other part because by default, a frame is always having clip content checked. So if I uncheck it, I can see what is going on outside there. Okay. So, but by default, you want to make sure that everything flows inside of that frame. So I will check the clip content. So let's align this to the center. I think I need to reduce the size of this. I will hit K on my keyboard, reduce it a bit. I want it to be closer to what we have here. Maybe increase it a little bit. And what's the font size of this? Maybe around 28. So I'll use 30 or maybe 29. No, let me use 28 then. All right, so I'm okay with it like this. So make sure it is aligned to the center. Perfect. Then I will duplicate this. Press Ctrl D. Then I have the duplicate. I can move it down. Okay, so you can use this. And I'll reduce the font size of this to around maybe 15 or 16. Okay, so now I can type the text. Choose your language to what? Get started. Don't forget we are redesigning. It's not compulsory. It has to be the exact thing. So you can make your tweak so that it's not like you are copying the exact work. So I will make this one lighter. So I can use the previous color code. I will still teach you how you can, create your own color palette yourself. Maybe this particular color that I'm using now, I want to reuse it later. I can just come right here and save this color code. So let me save this. Come right here and say style. Uh, I'll click on plus. I'll say P2. That's my primary color 2. I'm just say create style. Maybe this one is going to be my primary color 1. P1. So, okay, I can now reuse that later on. So no stress. So the next is this particular one is sorted out. We have those two created. You can see our app is looking cool. So I can come right here, duplicate this, or hold Alt, click and drag to create a duplicate of that. So now I have this. I'll just say English. Okay. English. So this is for different languages. Abi? Yes. So I'll make this one a little bit bigger. So instead of 16, maybe 18 pixel. Okay, so we have the language English, and below that you have another thing. It shows device something uh language. Okay, so you can see the way, and all of these things, there's code and formula and principle, but because you know me, I'm familiar with all of these things, so I can play around easily with them. So I'll have to reduce the font size of this to create what we call visual hierarchy. And I'll reduce this, maybe I'll change this to regular, and okay, I can even make it the same, or let me use regular, and maybe same, medium, then create a visual hierarchy, unlock this and make it a little bit lighter color variant. And I can create a new color. With that, I can say this is going to be my P3. So P3 is kind of lighter than P2, and P1 is darker, so in variation. So I have these two created. So now I will reduce the font size of this. Instead of 15, maybe 14. Okay, I like it this way. I'll select these two, and what I want to do is come right here, or right here, and click on this plus to use an auto layout. So auto layout will help us with perfect spacing easily. So I can easily space out without using my own hand manually to space it. So I'll just use the auto layout to perfect the spacing, maybe around 4 like this, or maybe 3. So, okay, perfect. That is closer to what we have here. Now, I'll drag this out, and the next thing I want to do is to draw ellipse. So right here, you see where you have rectangle 2. Other family member of rectangle 2 is an ellipse 2. So we'll be using that right now. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to remove the fill color. But before then, let me add the stroke color, and maybe the stroke width should be 2. Okay, and okay, let me use scale 2 a bit to just increase the size. And if you like, you can go here and so now I have this color, and the stroke color, the stroke, I will remove the fill because I don't want, you can see there's a gray fill inside of it, so I've removed that. So the stroke color, I will go and pick this particular color on my image now, that green color. So I've activated the color picker tool, then I'm going to click here. So now we have done that. So you can see that the color has been created. So I will just name this color our green. So I will save it inside our what? Our color style. So I'll create style. So I can always reuse that. So now I have that. So I can duplicate this or create another ellipse, small one, place it inside of this. You can see it's aligned now. Okay, so make it align to the center of that like that, or select the two. How do you select two layers? You can click on one, hold shift, click on the second one, and come right here, align horizontal centers, then align vertical center so that you can align the two together. So I will select this one and come hit V on my keyboard, or come right here. Make sure you are on move to change color. So now you go to fill, and you can select from this fill now. You can come right here and select the color style you have created. So it's going to automatically fill that color right there. Okay. I don't know why. It's looking like it's deviated to one side. I don't know, but they are perfectly aligned. So now I'll select these two, and let me just fill the two maybe with an auto layout. It's correct everything needed. Okay, so everything is corrected. So now I can select this one and this particular one, and maybe frame with an auto layout again. So automatically they are going to be aligned. And because this particular shape and this one, they are framed with an auto layout, I can easily adjust the horizontal gap in between them like that. Can you see what I'm talking about? So now there's one thing I missed out, and that is adding the column, like column grid towards the left hand side. So let me do that now. I'll select the frame, and that is going to help us with perfect grid, like giving a work some space to the left and right. Where is that? Okay, layout grid. Sorry, I don't know where I was looking for it. So I'll change from grid to column and look at the settings. So I'll follow these settings, count of 5, and you can give a margin. So let's use margin of 24. Okay, I'll use margin of 24, gutter maybe 15. Gutter is just like space in between each of these lines. So count of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can change the color of what? Of your grid to any color that you feel you are okay with. You can use this blue. You can use the default one that was there. So, or the red. I think I'll stick with that red. And the opacity is 10. If I set it to 100, it will be very thick. You can see it is blocking my design. So I just want it light. So that's why it is good to be around that 10%. So leave it like that, and you can see the grid has been set. So this is going to help us with perfect alignment, so that you can see that it is now aligned perfectly to the edge. And then I have something like this. Let me move it a bit to the top so it can be closer to what we have here. Then I want to duplicate the whole of this frame. So let me go to my layer panel. Can see this is it here. I'll just rename this one to maybe language 1. So by the time I press Ctrl D or hold Alt, drag it down, it's going to automatically change to language 2. You can see that. So I can press Ctrl D, language 3, keep pressing Ctrl D, language 4. So you can see that I have multiple duplicate of it already. So I can press it and keep pressing like that, and it's going to give me what I wanted. So now let me select the whole of this, hold shift and select each of the frame. Don't forget, I already frame each of them, right? These are frame with an auto layout. Then I can then automatically add an auto layout frame again. So frame it here. And this is going to be easier for me to space each and every one of them out like this. And if I want more duplicate, I can just do that later on. So let me go right here. Instead of Hausa, hold Control to select anyone inside of a frame easily. So instead of English, I'll just rename this to Hausa. This one to Hausa. So maybe Africans. And you can see the way I'm doing of everything Africans. And we are done with the second screen like that. Is that not cool? Skip. Okay, skip. I don't know. This is Albanian. Okay, so I don't know what to put here. I'll just write Arabic because I don't have that font. I'm not activating the font yet. For now, I'll just say Arabic. Okay, so though the developers know what they need to use for all of this one, so it's just for you to just illustrate all of this. By default, developers will help you to format other things. So I will just put maybe Deutsch, uh, maybe Deutsch and Deutsch, or maybe I will put German for you. I don't know. Yeah. So let me duplicate. Now I will do something. This particular frame, if I rename anyone there, let me take it out. so you can see what I'm talking about. This background is too dark. Let me make it lighter for now, a bit. Okay, so now this is a frame of all languages. I can rename because I already frame with an auto layer. So let me say languages. Okay, so and if you check the layer panel, you can see that everything I'm doing right here is reflecting. This is the language frame. So if I select any one of it or this one and I press Ctrl D, because it's a frame with an auto layer, it's going to automatically follow that spacing. Ctrl D, Ctrl D. So I don't have to start doing it one after the other again. So I can come right here, rename this particular one to something else, maybe Francais, maybe French. You get like different language. I don't know which other language, Spanish, uh, Italian. I don't know if that is correct, but just take it that way for me for now. So now we are done with the whole of the language. So I'll take it back into that frame. I need to make sure that you go inside that frame. Okay, it's inside the frame now. Sorry. So I need to move this down a bit and take it all the way to align with the frame. Okay, Shift G. Okay, so now you have to press Ctrl Shift G. Okay, sorry, Ctrl Z. If you press Shift G, it should be able to turn off the grid automatically for us. So you can see this is how the second screen looks like. Though there's something at the back here, we'll still do that one later on in our subsequent class. That's the vector here. We will still add it maybe in our subsequent class tomorrow to show you how that is going to look. Okay, so now we are done with the second screen. So to make this particular thing scroll, so how do we do that? Like, this has to scroll all the way up. So I need to do something. I'll select these two because if I add something to this frame now, if I go all the way and say prototype, so that's what we'll do and say scroll. We just need to add the vertical scroll. Before no scrolling, this is not going to scroll. You can see it's not scrolling. But if I change this to vertical scroll, this is going to scroll now so that we can see the other languages I added. You can see it's scrolling. But by WhatsApp default, it's not everything that was scrolling. It's only these languages that will scroll, right? So now I can select these two and set it to fixed, stay in place. But if I now fix those two, the whole frame is expected to scroll. So the other ones will scroll like this. Can you see? So I need to put a particular layer below this that will be above this particular layer. So now let me go all the way and I have to draw a shape, which is a rectangle inside of this. So if I put the rectangle inside of that frame now, so if I try to scroll now, so this rectangle has to go above. Okay. Okay, this rectangle now, I will say fix, stay in place. So if I scroll now, you can now see that the languages are scrolling and this one is staying is sticky and is in place. So let me change the color of that rectangle we just added. Hit V on your keyboard and change the color to white. FFF in 6 places. And now you can see that it simulates how our WhatsApp application should be. So now let's go back and see. I'll hit R on my keyboard to restart the prototype, or let me select the first frame and I will do something, go all the way to prototype. I want this one to change to the next screen on its own. And I'm going to just prototype this to the next frame. And what I will just do is this is going to go on its own after delay of like 2 seconds. That's 2000 milliseconds. And it should go and smart animate. Then I'll close this. So if I click on this preview and I restart, you see that my WhatsApp is going to go on its own to the next frame. Can you see like that? So now we have created the first two screens of WhatsApp, and this is how it looks. I can adjust the timing for my animation and maybe increase it to 3000 milliseconds. So if I restart this now, you see how this looks on its own, it goes to the next screen. And if I scroll like a regular mobile design, you see this is going to display. Now, another thing is for you to check your preview. Uh, I'm sorry, please let's end this class for now. I don't know. Let's come to WhatsApp for brief discussion about how far the class. This class is being recorded, so don't panic. You are going to have the recorded version of this class, and we are going to wrap up the remaining ones tomorrow. Let's endeavor to come online, and we're going to wrap up the other part. Thank you very much. Come on WhatsApp so that we can ask questions. Thank you, and give our comments, please. Thank you.